Hey everyone, and welcome to Citadel. Okay, I light the flare and then a cutscene immediately triggers.
Thank God you made it. I saw it myself. I would not believe such a thing. He's possessed of sex.
I have a feeling things may turn nasty.
He's digging out the Citadel. He was made of the ceremonial tablets. The tablet which contains Set's binding incantations. Careful, Lara. Fear nothing falls. Man was not meant to see.
I'm not a man, Jean. And I'm always very, very careful.
Tablet. Take it and prepare it. And see if arrived with our armor.
And I lost my flare. How lovely. So yeah, this is Citadel, the final level within the section. It's a level I do struggle with because I find it very forgettable. What I mean by that is, for some reason, I don't know what it is about the level, but I always seem to forget like what it is that I'm meant to be doing, like how to go about doing certain bits, how to go about completing it. And so like it's like every time I play the level, it's like I'm playing it for the first time, which obviously, you know, isn't easy. So with most levels, I remember the majority of it, if not all of it. But then, yeah, I'm not gonna... See, I've already messed up. I've already messed up with this, because I'm not gonna light it here, am I? Yes, with other levels, the majority of other levels, I remember most stuff, if not all stuff. But then, this level, I just always forget what to do, and that's why, although the level itself might not be insanely hard, it does cause problems. And obviously, because of this, I have practiced the level beforehand. That's why when at the loading sequence you saw it was from Giza. That's because I completed the level just practice, and then obviously reloaded to here, and now obviously I'm doing it for real. So I think there's 2 secrets to be obtained. One of them that's in this area, and is coming up shortly. This level's a bit dark. So obviously that down there is the correct way, which we can't go yet. I believe that over there leads to random nothing, and this up here is the secret, and also where we need to go. But the secret comes first. I might as well put my flare out, because otherwise, by the time I get to where the secret is, when I drop, I'll instead throw the flare out, and then obviously I won't be able to grab. Apologies if I sound a bit rough. I did have a bit of alcohol last night. Not a great deal. I got I'm not even sure what it's called. It was like a mini vodka, because it was in a bottle like vodka. It was, you know, the colour of water like vodka. But it was like half the strength of vodka. It's like some sort of mini vodka, and obviously I got it thinking that it would be nicer than vodka because of the lower percentage, but actually it was quite the opposite. It was horrible. I only drank like half of it before I tipped it down the sink, but it was enough to make me feel a bit rough this morning. So yeah, apologies if I seem a bit dopey or seem a bit rough, but that kind of explains that. To be honest, I would, in most cases, I'd advise against alcohol, to be honest. Nothing, I mean, majority of the time, it's only negativity that comes out of it. I know people do argue positives, but I don't really think it's worth it. My New Year's resolution might be to heavily cut down. There's no point having a New Year's resolution to completely stop, because I know that's not going to work. Even if I was to go the year without, I know that there's no way I'd go the rest of my life without. I don't really know what would make a good New Year's resolution, to be honest. I don't really know. I mean, there's the basics, like be a nicer person, try and do stuff more productive, try and be better at stuff. But that's kind of the basics, and that's kind of my attitude all the time. It's like, you know, I'll change tomorrow, I'll change next year, I'll do this better tomorrow, you know, when it's always the promise of the future that never ever does happen. Save here, because it is possible to get this wrong if you're not quite perfect with your jumping. Yeah, I'm always like that, you know, like, oh, I want to be a nicer person, I want to do more productive stuff with my time, you know, or things like that, but it's all promises of the future that I never can be bothered to fulfill. Now, this is where our lovely flash ammo comes in handy. When doing a no-kills run, you might as well stun when possible. I want him to move away from the switch somewhat. Yeah. Flash grenades are handy in a no-kills run, for reasons that should be obvious. And yeah, obviously when you're against a high number of human enemies, that's the best time to use it. Because the flash grenades only work on humans, it seems. I did try using it against animals and it didn't really do anything. Yeah, with Citadel Gate out of the way, I'm not sure what level I'm now dreading, if I am dreading any level. I have got the worst out of the way, the Lost Library is the most obvious, but then City of the Dead and Citadel Gate are a bit of a worry. I have got the worst out of the way, I'm just not sure what to fear now. Now I believe on the compass, I believe it's the red arrow which we go by. So I'm facing north. So that one there is north. What I need to do is find the... Oh, there it is. So obviously these things have letters on them that obviously represent directions. N for north, S for south, etc. And obviously you have to put them onto the right ones. So this one here is east, I think. That one there is east. The one down there is west. This one's west. Yeah, because I can't really remember the Giza section that well. For some reason I can't move this. Just again, I find it forgettable. So every time I do it, it's like I'm doing it for the first time. That's kind of why I find the difficulty something different. Yeah, I'm not sure if what to dread. I know the Master Bass is a problem because of the areas where there's the high number of dogs, and you have to shoot those targets. That's going to be a problem because I can't avoid triggering the dogs. I can't stun them with a flash grenade. I can't kill them. They're going to do damage. The Master Bass might be my biggest fear. I'll begin just by doing a bit of looting. Yeah, the Giza section's not going to be easy, but it's not so much a case of the added restrictions going to make it that much harder, but rather that it's hard as it is. And obviously the added difficult, and obviously the pacifist run will make it harder. But it's not like, you know, an easy section becoming insanely hard. It's an already hard section becoming harder, but it's not the added restriction that makes it all the difference. It's just the fact that it's hard in the first place. So obviously where I need to go, there's a switch, and obviously 2 enemies are triggered. So I'd rather do this stuff without having enemies on me. Because you might as well. If you can collect stuff without getting attacked, it's a good idea. See, this is where the enemies trigger. Might as well stun them again, because they do follow you pretty much everywhere you go. Yeah, this bit always had me, because you pull that switch, you then come into here, and obviously you have to choose the right path because there's different paths, but you have to choose the right one that takes you to another switch. I'll just grab air first. Yeah, this is the one. It's always the one where this bit is long and far. So you come through to here. I think there's a small medipack. Yep. Yeah, then you call this, and then it does that, which doesn't appear to do anything too tremendous, and then it's a question of, okay, what do we do now? And the thing I didn't think of is you then have to go back to the other switch that we pulled recently and then re-pull it. Something that I didn't think to do for quite a while. I'm somebody who spent ages stuck in the Alexandria section because I couldn't get into the Lost Library. Because when I got to the end of the level just before the Lost Library, I didn't bother looking upwards, and so I never saw that gap, which obviously led to the Lost Library. And so I spent a very long time completely lost. Okay, the water is now even more shallow than it was. I believe it's this one up here that we want. Because there's a switch in here which we couldn't pull before because it was covered in water, but now we can pull it. We just caused the water to lower that little bit extra. One of these has Uzi ammo, not that one. Now the water is shallow enough for us to now pull the switch that's down here somewhere. I'm probably going to need to pop a health pack because I need those armor guys to smash that thing. Obviously, chances are I'm going to take a knock when they do. Come up here, and then there's the most frustrating job when we get there. This frustrating job of waiting for the two slowest characters in the entire game to walk a very short distance and smash this. Hurry up. I know it's possible to not get hit if I stand further back and then jump back. Nope, that just resulted in me getting hit. Destroy the thing. What's left now is a few pickups and the secret. So we'll be accompanied by 2 more of those armor guys. Even if they are the slowest things in the world, I still don't trust myself. I wait for them to come over. Then I can get this pickup. And wait for them to come over here. Get this pickup. Oh, Lord, over here again. Cool. And we finish with a cutscene.
Expecting you. Come to me, child. Do not fear your old colleague. Acquire the armor you hold in your possession.
And in return,
Fall. You shall command those at your side, and in return, they will bow at your feet.
fair share of that already. And besides, give a jackal your hand, and he'll bite off.
Two secrets collected, bringing me up to 62. We're now at the Sphinx Complex, beginning of the Giza section. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed.